Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hey, Whiskey Wednesday. I was looking in the cabinet and I was like, I have not drank this in a while. I was a couple weeks ago. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do Whiskey Wednesday videos of like stuff that's readily available. And I don't know if this is, I don't know how available this is. I think it's pretty available everywhere. But I was like, I haven't drank this in a while and I wanted to check in on it just because I remember really liking it. It's Knob Creek 12. The old 12-year Knob Creek 100 proof. This bottle, when I bought it, I bought this a year and a half ago. It was $60. I think it's still around that price. So I don't think it's gone up very much. But this is like, my local Bevmo and like Total Wine has this. Bottle shops around here have this, but they charge more than that. They usually want like 85 or $90. I'm like, no, I'm not paying that for 100 proof whiskey. So yeah, it was $60 when I got it. So I'll have to look and see what it is these days. Knob Creek is what, Jim Beam, where it says Knob Creek, Claremont, Kentucky. I need to go to Kentucky because I have no clue where Claremont, Kentucky is. But yeah, 100 proofer, 12 years. I always talk about how 12 years about like the max what I like. I mean, I've had whiskeys aged more than 12 years, but that Brussels 15 was fucking unreal. But 12 years is about like my limit as far as like, I just don't like when whiskey gets super oaky and crazy. So let's smell this thing. Gosh, it smells good. I mean, it's definitely oaky. It's like char, smoky, but there's a ton of vanilla. It's funny, like when it comes to Jim Beam stuff, I watch people drink other Jim Beam products and they always talk about smelling peanut. Like I still have not, I can't smell peanut in whiskey yet. This has a little bit of like a floral thing, but it's sweet. Like caramely, toffee, vanilla, and a ton of char. It smells very charred, like very like burnt wood. It smelled like, it's not that it's singeing my nostrils, but I think it smells above its proof. Like it feels warm when I smell it. It smells great. Cheers. It's funny, I'm like, oh yeah, I never smelled peanut. I'm like trying to taste it. Does it taste like peanuts? It's very oaky. I want to taste peanut so bad. This is oaky, a little bit of smoke, like char, but caramel, toffee. There's almost like a, it's almost citrusy. It's weird. I don't know what citrus, but it feels like some sort of like citrus thing. But yeah, tons of caramel and vanilla for me, and a lot of oak. I'm trying to think peanuts. So I'm like, oh yeah, it tastes like when you eat peanuts at a baseball game, like that peanut kind of like aftertaste when you're eating peanuts. I'm like, oh yeah, I can taste that. Am I really tasting that? I don't know. Does my brain want me to taste that? Who knows? But for being 100 proof, like I feel like this drink's a little over the proof. I mean, it's not like hot or crazy, but it feels, I don't know, it feels like it's more than 100 proof. That sweetness is great, that vanilla and like the toffee thing. There's a little bit of like apple skin too. It's sweet, but very dry on my palate. I think that's just like the wood that I'm getting. That's what she said. It's just, it feels very oaky, very charred, very dry on my palate. So this is really, really good. I'm trying to think, like, would I buy this again? I mean, there's quite a bit left in this bottle. I don't drink this a lot. It feels like when I buy bottles of whiskey that are like over 50 or 60 bucks, around that, like I kind of like babysit them. I don't know if I would buy this again. It's really, really good, but it's just like, I can, like Wild Turkey 101 is $21. Like I would probably buy that over and over and over before I bought another bottle of this. I get it. Like it's aged 12 years. so the price point's going to be higher. This is good. Like, I'm not hating on this at all. I just, when I start thinking about like value, I mean, like Buffalo Trace around me is $21. I know that's, what is that, a blend of like 6 to 8 year, like it's not 12-year age. I get it. I don't think the price point on this is bad, but I think that there's other bottles that I would probably buy before this. But that being said, this is fantastic. And if it's around you at about $60, I would say if you want to try it, buy it. It's really, really good. So, another Whiskey Wednesday in the books, Knob Creek 12. You guys fans of this one? This would probably make a good like old fashioned or whiskey sour, but I'm like, dude, if I'm buying a bottle of whiskey that's $60, I don't want to mix it with anything. I'm just going to drink it neat. So, yeah, let's talk about this one. Appreciate you guys watching. See you soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the view so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the